欢迎光临. You know, the veggie power is a clean power. Welcome to Meatless Kitchen and Market, where we cook fresh and clean. Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Sally Wei. Today, we're going to make another mooncake, but it's a different style. You know, Moon Festival is coming up in a few days. So today, I want to introduce you how to make a Taiwanese style of mooncake. And the filling is probably not so familiar to you, but you can always acquire this Mung Bean, which if you with the skin on, it looks green. But today we're going to use the skinned Mung Bean. It looks like this. So this is a dry format. You can get in any Asian market. And sometimes that you can get in a health food store. But what you need to do is you start it the day before, that you will soak in water for overnight. So it's much easier to cook. And I have skipped a few steps. So I have cooked it in my pot for about half hour. So it becomes very soft and tender. But there's too much liquid in that we cannot make a filling. So you will have to put it in another pot and cook it until it's in the dry form. Now I've cooked this and keep stirring. Remember to keep stirring for about half hour. Yes, it is labor intensive. As you see this, it's kind of dry because I let the liquid, the water, to evaporate. So in the ingredient, I cook with water. After half an hour, I keep stirring. As you can see, at the beginning, it coats to the spatula and it's really messy around the pot. But half hour later, kind of become a big mass that does not stick to the spatula at all. Of course, I've added sugar and oil to it and I keep mixing it into a very smooth paste. But this one has a little chunky look because I did not sieve my mung beans. Look, I could use this to make it really, really smooth. But some people really like a little bit chunkier texture in their mouth, and that's totally okay too. It does not affect the taste at all. It's just the mouth feel. It's a little bit rougher if you don't sieve it or mash it. Okay, now we're gonna set this aside. Normally I do this the day before and put it in the refrigerator to cool it down, and it will firm up when it's colder. Okay, so let's put this aside. Be right back. Okay, now we're gonna go on to the next step. Okay, this mooncake requires two types of dough. One is called water dough. Now you see, there's water in it. The other one is called oil dough. So I'm going to start with water dough. You have flour, water, and I have mixed the water and oil together. And here's my powdered sugar. So let's get started. Very easy in this part. Flour, and I have measured it. Powdered sugar. And I would like to mix a little bit before I add my liquid. So make sure the the flour and the sugar have completely mixed well. Now add the liquid. It doesn't look very hard so far. Yeah, I know it's a labor intensive because I was stirring my mung bean until my arm is very sore. Okay, so here we go. You can see, start to incorporate. For this type of dough, you do not need to knead very much. So I would say probably takes 2 to 3 minutes until they're completely incorporated. Right. Here, I do need to use my finger. Let's use my finger to mix it. It's very soft and wet dough. However, it does not stick very much because of the oil. You want to definitely make sure it's incorporated. All right. I think it looks just fine. All right. So I'm going to put it back and let it rest a little bit while I mix my oil dough. Here, it comes my oil dough. Very simple. 2 ingredients, flour and oil. Here comes the flour, pre-measured, and the oil. And that's it. Can you believe it? Can anything be simpler than this? Probably next to how to scramble an egg or boil water. Okay, again, mix it, but don't over mix it. You don't have to knead it. That's what's good about this dough. Kneading is a good exercise, however. Aha! It's coming together. Use my finger again. Use my hand. This is very greasy. That's why it's called oil dough. Why do we need 2 types of doughs? Because we want to create layers. This can be a soft skin, but you can also still see the layers of the dough has created the effect as it's melt in your mouth. Okay, here we go. We have our oil dough ready. Good. We're going to put it on the side. Now we have everything ready. So I'll put my mat down here. And we're going to start to work with the dough. Not too far out yet. And it's very easy. We don't even need powder or any flour to prevent these sticking. It's just that easy. Okay. What I like to do is to actually measure it. I kind of like to have all my pieces and all my mooncakes are pretty unified. But you don't have to if you don't want to. Okay, I'm going to get mine cut. And this recipe can make 10 mooncakes. So that's what we're going to do. Roughly chop to 5 equal pieces. 2 pieces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I actually pre-measured it so I know how big the pieces I would like. So I'm going to put it on the side. And today, due to time, I will just show you 2 of them. Now here comes our oil dough. So far, pretty simple, isn't it? Okay, here we go. Also, 10 pieces will do. This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Does not have to be a perfect round shape. Now we're all done. So right here, take 1 piece of the water dough, roll out a little bit. Does not need to be perfect. Take 1 piece of oil dough, put in the center, wrap it around. Here we have 1 mixed dough, water oil dough, ready to go. Then we make another one, just in case you did not see it. Does not have to be very technical. Here, outside is my water dough. Put a piece of oil dough in the center, wrap it. Good. Now we have 2 pieces. Like that. Okay. Well, for those, we are going to do it later. I will do it later. Don't worry. We'll do everything. And at this moment, you want to preheat the oven. So I have preheated the oven. My oven is very noisy, so I'm going to use the small one. Okay, let's preheat the oven to 350. Okay, now here, before we roll the dough out, we want to check if our mung bean filling is ready, because we also need to separate them into 10 portions. I have pre-made it. Let me get it for you. It's chilled, so it's pretty firm, very easy to work with. So make sure you're not working with it when it's warm, because the oil cannot really make the filling, the filling ball very firm. It's a little bit hard to do. So here, I have 10 of those, so let's put it on the side. So it's all ready to go. Okay, now here comes the fun part. See, remember this? I have my oil dough inside. So I'm going to put it over here, tap down a little. Now, here I'm going to roll it out to a long oval shape, like that. I can kind of see that my oil dough is inside being rolled out. And now from the top, from the bottom, okay too. Roll it. Make it another rectangle. You see that? Okay, I'm going to pat it down and use my rolling pin, roll it out again. See, when we are rolling it in, we create multiple layers for our dough. And after you bake it, it will be just like a croissant, that you will have layers of skin. It's really tasty. So we're going to roll it again. Here we go. Now it's done. Our dough is ready, and that will serve as the skin of the mooncake. I'm going to pat it down. I could use this too. Does not need to be perfect round, because we're going to wrap it together. Remember, we have to put the filling inside. Right here, take one filling. Do the same thing like the water dough, and then wrapped with the oil dough. So now we're going to wrap it together in the bottom. Turn around. Shape it. Make sure the bottom is sealed. Even though it doesn't, it doesn't matter anyway. It would just be flaky. And I want to pat it down a little bit. See, here comes our mooncake. It's not very big, but that's the shape. If you like to make a gigantic one, you can too. Some people really like a big one. And you can double the size. You can put 2 water dough together, 2 oil dough together, and 2 fillings together. Make a giant one. But I kind of like a small one because I just cannot stop eating it. Okay, so here we go. Here's one. I'm going to put on my baking sheet. Let's do another one. Remember, I have another one ready? Okay. Pat it down a little. Roll it out. Gently. You don't want to press too hard and break. You don't want to break the dough. Okay, roll it up. Whoop. Here we go. Turn it 90 degrees. Pat it down a little. Roll out again. Here we go. Roll it out. Roll it out with a long, kind of like rectangle. Roll it back. Ta-da! Here's our dough, ready to take the filling. So I'm going to roll it out a little bit, just a little bit easier to take the filling. Again, put it together. Make a perfect shape. Ta-da! All right, let's shape it, make it round. Spoon cake is all about family getting together. That's a tradition of Moon Festival is one of three major festivals for Chinese. So it's quite important for us. Okay. Ready to go to the oven. Of course, I already had one pre-made. Choke a little bit. So after bake about 20 minutes, comes out a little thing that you can decorate it. That's what Chinese do. We like to use a little red coloring, just a few drops. This is my chopsticks. I'm going to use this part. Dip into it after it's baked, not too much, it's a bit too wet. And just decorate. Easy. Make it bigger. Ooh, there we go. That's my Taiwanese style mooncake. Let's cut it open to see what it looks like inside. Would you like to? It's very flaky. And that's what it looks like inside. It's not very sweet. Mung Bean is very healthy for you. It cleans your liver, it cleans your body. So Chinese eats a lot of mung bean soup, especially in the summertime because it cools your body down. And without getting into the AC rooms. So here we go. Here's our mooncake. Look at the layers. I wonder if you can see these little layers of the mooncake. So hope you enjoy your mooncake by doing it, and I will see you next time. Well, thank you so much for coming. Bye.